And another big question I always get is, how does the office get compensated? Does the 1% that the office receives, does that come from the borrower, or how does that work?
Oh, yeah, no. So it goes into the conversation of, again, the structures of the mortgage companies. But to keep it short and sweet, because we operate in like a wholesale and correspondent channel, and we don't have these massive like chains of command where each person up the line has a branch manager, a regional manager, a division manager, a company, corporate CEO, that type of thing, where profit goes to each one of these people. We're very nimble and efficient. And then if we need a better rate or price or deal or whatever it may be, we have different wholesale lenders that might have that offer and specialize in it. So we don't need to charge the borrower for a better rate or a better deal or anything like that, right? It's just that we keep ourselves lean and the margins lower on our side, the corporate side, where we provide the support and everything like that. And I don't have 50 different layers that I have to pay, right? It's me, and I work with my team to make sure that these offices have the support, and then it's the office. There's nobody in between, right? And so that
no middleman taking anything.
Yeah, it's just like it's way more connected to the consumer, the borrower, from how the rates and prices go to borrowers. And it's a bigger conversation when you talk about how a mortgage company is structured and how pricing is delivered down the channel to the end consumer, which is the borrower at the end of the day. And they're really the ones that pay for it. So it's not always in your best interest when you're working like on the retail side, like if you're going to refer a business, because you really hurt the borrower. They pay for it, right? So we want to make sure that we just keep our margins lean. And it's really funny. I had to do it because when we started, I say this, people laugh, but my family were from India, and our first set of clients, like our natural community was the Indian community. And my God, they know how to find the best deal ever. Like that's what they talk about at dinner, housewarming parties. It's not
the hot topic.
That's the hot topic. You go to an event, like it's like, yeah, we're all going to get together and do dinner. If it's an Indian event, they're going to cover their mortgage rate. They're going to cover their real estate, who the best agent is. They're going to cover where the lowest rates are. And so in that, if we have to get bigger in that kind of environment, I am forced to learn how to do more with less. And nobody wants that, but it's actually kind of a good thing because it conditioned us to be like, how do we become effective with less money? And you become creative. Versus like if you have like a huge margin and you force the borrower to pay because they don't know any better, which is not good, you can just do traditional things and still find some success. But I like that we had to think differently. We had to do different, work differently, because it's a new constraint. And as a business owner and as somebody that's in this position, I would be happy like in any vertical. I like just the problem solving aspect of it. I mean, even in college, like I think that was big for me. Was not necessarily I studied finance, not necessarily like how to value a corporation or whatever. I mean, maybe one day we'll use that, but it was more like, okay, this is the problem. These are the inputs. How do we come up with a solution around the back? Like, how do we come up with different ways to solve this problem? And the inputs there were Indian clients have to run a business, no choice, mom and dad involved, everybody involved. I'm doing it with them. We need to be the lowest rates, but we also need to run a company because they were happy with, traditional, they come from India. I wanted something like we want to grow, we want to be bigger and that kind of thing. And that was the constraint. So, we keep that, we know how to operate that way and not sacrifice quality because you have to have both. And then pass that on to the teams that we work with now. So you don't have to charge the borrower 1% to earn money. It's just included because we're already cheaper and we still have enough margin in there for everybody to be happy. Without charging the borrower.
Without charging the borrower.
That's
the important part.
That is how it's done. Yeah. I mean, in the end of the day, too, you have to benefit the borrower, right? In the steering topics and stuff like that, and we'll cover deeper into that later. But you have to provide benefit to the borrower, and the idea of giving them options is so the borrower has the chance to have a better deal. You're not steering or you're not manipulating them in any way that would make you more money.
Yeah.
We're trying to benefit them and in the process. So I think that's it. That's all we got.
All right, cool.